Here's the latest at 11. His inauguration is just hours away, and President-elect Bush refused to let bad weather and planned protests dampen a victory party he's been waiting to hold for over 2 months now. Eyewitness News reporter John North is live in Washington, D.C. with our top story at 11. John?
Lauren, just about 10 hours, George Bush will take the oath of office down the mall here on the west lawn of the Capitol. It will be amid the tightest security in the 200 years of inaugurations, with demonstrators promising the biggest protests in 30 years. But none of that deterred the president-elect as he moved toward his swearing-in. The soon-to-be president showed off his new boots, embroidered with the presidential seal. It's so easy. And 9,000 people danced to country music at the hottest ticket in town tonight, the Texas Black Tie and Boot Ball, held in a room adjacent to Bevo the Bull and other Texas livestock.
We're from a fabulous state. It's a huge honor to be a Texan in Washington, D.C.
The earlier part of the day belonged to Laura Bush, who hosted a tribute to American authors, and there was a tribute to veterans. Bush will take the oath and become president at noon tomorrow. Afterward, his aides say he's expected to issue executive orders to block some of Bill Clinton's last-minute executive orders. Clinton did the same thing to George W.'s father after Clinton was sworn in 1993. Back at the Texas party tonight, the president-elect repeated what he's been saying for days. He's ready.
I can't wait to get started on the people's business.
So far, no change in location, though it had been discussed earlier in the day because of the weather. The forecast now is for rain, possibly sleet, possibly snow, generally miserable. So it's going to be a challenge for everyone. Live from Washington, D.C., I'm John North, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Marc?
John North, live at 2 a.m. Thank you for that live report. Now, on the eve of his exit from the White House, President Clinton has brokered a deal closing the legal book on the Monica Lewinsky case and sparing him possible indictment. As part of an agreement with the special counsel, Mr. Clinton admitted for the first time he made false statements under oath about the former White House intern. He will surrender his law license for 5 years and pay a $25,000 fine.
The nation's interests have been served, and therefore I decline prosecution.
But the president's longtime lawyer remained defiant.
He did not lie. We have not admitted he lied, and he does not do so today.
Both Democrats and Republicans applaud the deal, saying it spares the nation from seeing a former president face criminal charges.
On this same day, Linda Tripp, who triggered the Monica Lewinsky scandal, was fired from her $100,000 a year job at the Pentagon. Her attorneys called it vindictive and mean-spirited. But the White House says all political appointees are asked to resign at the end of an administration, and Tripp refused. It was her secret tape recordings that led to Mr. Clinton's impeachment.
The state throws a money lifeline to floundering utilities to keep them afloat in the stormy power crisis. The latest now from Eyewitness News reporter John Gregory, live in downtown Los Angeles. John.
Marc, we're at DWP headquarters. The DWP, of course, produces its own power, and it's one of the few agencies actually benefiting from the energy crisis. It could benefit even more now that the state is planning to use taxpayer dollars to buy power. There's no energy shortage here. People power is plentiful, and so is the people's money. Tax dollars the state is now planning to use to buy electricity.
I guess they're going to do what they got to do.
It seems like they could do better things with our tax money.
Something is not right. The government's not doing what they're supposed to do for taxpayers.
Taxpayers may not like it, but the deal is done, signed into law by Governor Davis.
We have solved the problem of having a creditworthy purchaser. The price will come down, and more people are willing to sell us power because they know the state will honor its obligations.
$400 million will now be used to buy electricity for the near-bankrupt utilities.
It certainly is a constructive step, because a lot of what's going on in the market right now, because of fears of creditworthiness here in California, is a large risk premium that's being attached to the price of electricity.
The alternative to the bailout, rolling blackouts, which have impacted residents and businesses across the state. Dairies alone lost millions when fresh milk had to be discarded because processing plants were shut down. And while most of the state scrambles for power, Los Angeles is literally awash in it. The Department of Water and Power isn't buying electricity, they're selling. And the bill passed by Davis today is viewed as only a temporary fix. It will only buy enough power to last a few weeks. Live downtown, John Gregory, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you, Mark.
All right, the lights are still on. Keep it right here on ABC 7 for continuing coverage of the state's power crisis. We'll bring you any new developments.
The first race of the day at Los Alamitos ends with a terrible crash on the track. 7-year-old Big Bold Express had the lead in the backstretch when he slipped and brought down 4 horses close behind him. Jockeys and horses went flying as the crowd watched in horror.
I saw the guy flying, but you know, in that moment, that is in fraction of a second, we can do nothing. I hope all my friends, they are fine.
I've been here 11 years and I've never seen anything this bad. This is by far the worst accident we've ever had here.
Jockey Joyce Scott suffered a broken leg. The other 4 jockeys were treated and released from UCI Medical Center. Big Bold Express wasn't so lucky. The horse suffered a broken leg and was euthanized after a vet determined that he would not survive surgery. Los Alamitos held today's races during the day to help ease the power crisis by not using lights at night.
A cross-dressing robber is on the loose tonight in San Dimas. Sheriff's deputies say a man wearing a black muumuu and high heels held up a Wells Fargo branch in a Ralph's Market on Arrow Highway and got away with a bag of cash. But deputies have some clues. A dye pack that was used for marking the stolen cash exploded as the bandit ran away, soaking him with ink. And he left behind this, a black pump. Search is on tonight for the man suspected of killing a cabbie earlier this week. An arrest warrant has been issued for 22-year-old Daniel Torres Sandoval. Murder charges have been filed by the DA's office. 39-year-old David Solorzano was pronounced dead at the scene of the East Melinda shooting Monday afternoon. Solorzano was found slumped over the steering wheel of his taxi, the engine still running. Anyone with information on Sandoval's whereabouts should call LA County Sheriff's deputies.
And Mark, it's been nearly a week since the deadly quake that devastated El Salvador. Tonight, Southland residents with relatives in El Salvador are leaning on each other as they anxiously wait to hear from their loved ones. Eyewitness News reporter Miriam Menendez has that story.
Sharing the pain and sharing support, many Salvadorans gathered at Blessed Sacrament Church searching their souls for what to do next.
My heart is broken, pretty much. Unfortunately, I can't split myself up to these families.
It's like part of me is dying too with them, and somehow I want to help them out, but I can't.
The family of Oscar Torres now lives on the street as he ponders how best to help them. Others suffer a different agony. Ana Ventura was unable to get word about the fate of her mother. She caught a plane to San Salvador to search for herself.
Disculpe, señor, perdone.
In the city of San Miguel, the trail leads to many dead ends. And then, troubling news.
¿Usted conoció a Blanca, mi hermana?
This woman says her mother died. With unreliable sources of information, Ana, though, keeps on looking. Her persistence is rewarded. She finds her mother alive. One family, one journey. For reunions like this, the community can celebrate, hoping and praying there will be more. So they give what they can, these working-class families, trying to enable more relief and the blessings that come with it. Miriam Hernandez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Well, a murder mystery almost a quarter of a century old may be solved tonight.
A young woman makes a startling confession that could free her brother, who may have been wrongly convicted. The incredible story.
New pictures tonight of what really happened when a Southland man crashed his truck into the Capitol, plus new information about his motive. And this.
And 2 of the most popular entertainers in the world kick off their tour in the Southland.
And I'm Bill Weir, an NBA All-Star sits out tonight's game due to shame. Details coming up, and the Lakers feast on the Houston Donuts. That is a team with no center. Oh, and Shaq speaks. See it here.
I'm Ted Koppel. Coming up on Nightline, in his final White House hours, the president cuts a deal to avoid prosecution. His legal troubles are over. What about his legacy? We'll talk with the president's chief of staff and with the independent counsel tonight.
Will lead the city. Eyewitness News takes you face-to-face with the candidates of the 2001 vote. Battle for LA, Monday at 5 here on ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Come on. got it. All right. Call Malcolm.
Dialing Malcolm.
Speaking. How'd you do it?
It's Sprint PCS voice command. You can reach up to 500 people just by saying their name. And it works on any Sprint PCS phone.
Where can we reach you?
Say my name. I'll be there.
Introducing voice command on any Sprint PCS phone. Now free on select plans.
All right, guys, listen up.
The big game is almost here, and you know what you want.
Big, beautiful TVs, stereos, refrigerators, recliners, everything you need for the game.
You'll find them all at liquidation savings.
At Montgomery Ward's once-in-a-lifetime going out of business sale.
You'll take 40% off all team apparel.
And while you're there,
maybe you should visit Ward's jewelry department.
where all fine jewelry has just been reduced to 30 to 50% off.
Wow!
It's happening right now.
At Montgomery Ward's historic going out of business liquidation.
You know you want it.
So come and get it.
Let's go.
While most people struggle just to get through the winter, Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo owners seem to get over it pretty easily. Check one out at your Jeep dealer today. Continuing coverage of the power crisis Monday on Eyewitness News.
Look at this video very closely. At the upper right, a truck circles the state capitol moments before it slams into the building. A surveillance camera captured Tuesday night's fiery suicide crash. The coroner's office says 37-year-old Michael Bowers did not die instantly. He died of the smoke and the carbon monoxide generated by the fire. Moments after the crash, a call for help.
Building with a we have a large truck into the south side of the Capitol building with a large fire. This is Maureen at the Highway Patrol.
And it's actually hit the building?
It is into the doors on the south side of the building. It's a big rig.
Okay. Is anybody trapped?
Ma'am, the whole thing is on fire. They've got to be trapped in the cab.
On the way.
Bowers has been described to us as a mentally ill ex-convict. Police say he acted alone and was reported to be upset with his new wife and his new job.
Students at California Western School of Law are taking on more than their studies. They say they're trying to set an innocent man free. Eyewitness News reporter Lori Shore joins us from the newsroom with the full story on that. Lori?
Laura, that possibly innocent man is Robert Steve Wells. He was convicted of murder in Compton in the 1970s. Now his sister says she can no longer cope with the guilt of forcing her brother to go to prison in her place.
In most law schools, students study old court cases to learn from history. But at California Western School of Law in San Diego, teachers and students are studying old cases to change the course of history by freeing the wrongly imprisoned. Now they have their sights set on one of the prisoners currently held here at Soledad State Prison in Sacramento. Robert Steve Wells' sister accused him of murder 22 years ago. Now she's telling the law students a shockingly different story, and it's all recorded on CD.
I told the truth the first time, so I'm just telling the truth now because I don't think my brother deserves to be in prison all the time.
Naja Burleson now says she was the one who brutally murdered Ernest Oliver in Compton back in 1977, but claims police convinced her to pin the killing on her brother.
And they told me if I didn't tell them that, like my brother did everything, that I would spend like 25 years to life in jail.
Now, the Compton Police Department is no more. The LA County Sheriff's Department now oversees that community and isn't able to immediately respond to this confession. In the meantime, those law students are looking for anyone who has information on the case. This is the number to call the California Innocence Project at area code 619-525-1485. I'm Lori Shore reporting live in the newsroom. Back to you, Marc and Laura.
Okay, Lori Shore, thank you for that. Well, do we have to worry about turning the heat on this weekend? Dallas is up next with his forecast, plus this.
I felt like, well, okay, this is the way Edison's figured out to solve their whole problem. I'm the solution. You know, I'll take care of all of California.
Why this Southland businessman thought he was going to have to foot the bill for the power crisis.
And one of the most anticipated new movies of the year revealed. We'll show you the previews coming up.
Sunday, the morning after the inauguration, this week's got the inside line on President Bush's first official day in office. Plus, how his controversial cabinet nominees fared on Capitol Hill. The latest on the hearings this week, Sunday.
Roger, we're starving.
He's still downloading the photos the kids sent.
Happens at our place all the time.
Can't wait.
The internet has evolved. Have you? It's time to get DSL. Now just $39.95 a month. Offer ends January 31st.
It's the Robinsons May 15-hour sale, the best time to save big this Saturday with a special preview day Friday. Find total savings store-wide of 25 to 50% off and save 50 to 60% on winter clearance. Don't miss our half-yearly furniture and home sale going on now and early bird special Saturday from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. Check your newspaper for your extra 15% off bonus coupons for even more spectacular savings.
This is where it all starts. This is where it gets good.
The Robinsons May 15-hour sale.
Save up to 80% buying Factory Direct. The Jewelry Exchange makes most of their jewelry in their state-of-the-art factory, imports their diamonds direct, and guarantees the lowest price. Compare Tiffany's 1-carat platinum band for $5,800 with the Jewelry Exchanges for $1,500. 1-carat hearts are $199, 2-carat bracelets $349, 1-carat studs $399. The Jewelry Exchange has a huge selection and guarantees all the jewelry they make to appraise for at least double. Buy Factory Direct, the Jewelry Exchange in Tustin.
The V8 powered, rear-wheel drive, 6-passenger Grand Marquis. With a special California package that includes over $1,700 in extra features at no extra charge. And now with $2,000 cash back, you can save over $3,700 on a 2001 Grand Marquis. If you hurry to your California Mercury dealer today.
Dallas, we are looking at a weekend, and
yes.
Will we get sunshine?
I'm coming through this time. I've got a good forecast tonight. Tomorrow's going to be our warmest day of the week, and today was not too bad. But tomorrow we should be 70 or so, and out in the desert, Palm Springs, maybe 72, 73. So, but we do have some rain in the 5-day forecast, too. We're going to tell you about that in just a minute. Right now, let's go outside and take a look at the downtown area. Still some clouds kind of hanging around today. We had the clouds coming in as we forecast last night. No rain with these clouds, though. Right now, it's partly cloudy at 11 o'clock, 53 degrees, humidity 79%. Wind is calm and the barometer's high, 30.19, continues to rise tonight. 62 today's high, 38 this morning's low, and the record low for the state, though, 34, so plenty cold at night, but I think this evening, maybe 4 or 5 degrees warmer than last night, too. Here's what's going on the old satellite view this evening. We have a couple of storm systems to look at. The one that's over us tonight, very weak, just some high clouds. We mentioned that last night. Now, this one looking more impressive. Now, the Pacific has been very strong, lots of action going on. It's just a matter of time before we get some energy break off of that and come down into Southern California. So as we put it into motion tonight, you'll notice that these clouds are beginning to thin out. Here is Saturday's lovely day. High pressure sitting up over the northern part of the state tonight, clear skies. These clouds, though, will be increasing on Sunday, bringing some rain to San Francisco, and then headed down the coast. It looks like maybe by Monday, we could be looking at some scattered showers in the Southland. Along the East Coast tomorrow for the inauguration, looks like kind of a cloudy, wet, cold day, some light rain, and also the possibility of some freezing rain or sleet. But earlier is that storm system, which tonight is off North Carolina, went through Alabama, and there were some tornadoes, powerful storms through Montgomery, some injuries there, also in Atlanta area. Back to the map, and here's what it looks like. We'll have clearing skies back through Dallas tomorrow, sunshine there. The west generally looking good. Here's that front bringing rain to the Pacific Northwest and just off of San Francisco late tomorrow. So it looks like the Bay Area, if you headed up there Sunday, will get some rain, but Southern California will not get any rain or showers until Monday, and even then, they won't be that heavy. All right, here's the forecast temperature chart for tonight. Still another cold night in the desert with clear skies up there into the upper 20s. But again, that's 5-6 degrees warmer than last night. Mainly in the 40s tonight, I think. Then tomorrow, wow, what a great Saturday afternoon. All the way from Northridge at 70 degrees down at Hemet Lake Elsinore, 47 Big Bear. 5-day forecast, a good weekend, some clouds increasing on Sunday, no problem with rain, showers on Monday, and then as we headed into the middle part of next week, look at this, maybe a better chance of rain Wednesday, and Marc and Laura, that may lead the door open to more rain, more significant rain, by late in the week next week and into next weekend. So enjoy this weekend, because next weekend could be wet and even snowing next weekend.
Not the weekend, Dallas.
But not this weekend.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good
Well, he was supposed to help Princess Diana. Now he's accused of helping himself. The former butler to the Princess of Wales is facing theft charges. Paul Burrell was arrested. His home searched for 12 hours. The 42-year-old is being questioned about his role in the disappearance of the late princess's belongings. Some of Diana's clothing and a $750,000 jewel-encrusted model boat are missing. Police are saying the butler did it. 2 other people have been arrested as well.
Still ahead right here, your first look at the Lord of the Rings.
We've all been prepared to get higher electric bills, but nobody could have